Even though secure coins are all the rage now, few understand how they function on the networks that employ them. The amount of desire for something is the most important factor, as I've always maintained. A higher demand for stable coins increases the likelihood that they will be used in transactions and their market value. This modifies the network, which is currently operated by a gas ticket. The XRP system and XRP itself could serve as a simple demonstration of this. The XRP system encourages the usage of safe coins, which leads to an increase in their value. A second time, we are examining steady coins and their growth rates. Right moment are WAX. YZ on CMC is worth almost $270 billion. Approximately $300 billion is, in my opinion, the market cap at its peak. Nevertheless, at $3.47 trillion monthly, the amount of transactions has skyrocketed. There's been a 2% increase for stockholders in the past 30 days as well. Almost 200 million people are currently part of it. We can't help but notice how stablecoin continues to grow in size. Actually, our focus is solely on. For the top players on this team, Rod, whose value has increased by about 20% in the past 30 days to nearly $700 million, is also generating a lot of buzz. More than 3.5 billion yen or $3.6 billion change hands each month. Reconsidering our OUSD reveals its essential role in other secure coins in their applications. These stable coins appear to have a minimum lifespan of 10 years. This is due to the fact that they are completely submissive, controlled, and backed. The monthly breakdown of the entire backing behind Rod and all of its components is done by them. It would seem that practically everything is crystal clear when you examine USDC in the same light. I am primarily interested in these secure coins. However, it's not only secure money. Tokenization is also relevant. Also, compared to 30 days ago, there are about $36 million worth of XRP tokens on the market, a 20% increase. Things are looking up so far. A lengthy journey lies ahead for the XRPL. Why? Why? Because by year's end, the price tag will have surpassed $1 billion. Despite our lack of certainty, it is reasonable to assume that nearly all of these public networks will eventually get funding in the trillions. When it comes to ones that are practical and effective, this is particularly the case. Consider the X or PPL and its many potential benefits. The XRP ledger and the actual ledger will both include trillions of dollars, in my opinion. To guarantee that occurs, we must closely monitor all aspects. Consider stablecoins as an example when we consider this. If you want access to iTrust Capital's crypto-designed Roth IRA tool or a premium security account to safeguard your cryptocurrency, now is the time to enroll. Rest assured, your cryptocurrency will not vanish overnight due to the closed-loop nature of this method. 24-hour, 7-day-a-week trading, off-balance sheet asset storage, live, one-on-one customer assistance in the U.S., institutional custody, tax returns. Their Roth IRA setup tool is fantastic. I find it particularly remarkable that there are tax benefits for both trading and holding cryptocurrency. Use the discount code and link I provided in the body of this article to take advantage of this deal. In exchange for a $1,000 down payment, they will add $100 to your total. Why haven't you all gotten up and moved around? Immediately enroll. Do it. You won't regret it. The United States has now provided these nations with more aid than South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Germany, and even Saudi Arabia combined. To suggest this is absurd. Top international buyers, reliable coin owners, and U.S. trout saw treasuries. The increased value of fixed coins relative to the dollar was obvious, more than the combined GDP of Germany, the United States, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. Anything that can be connected. My opinion is the same. A lot of banks are undergoing transformations right now. Due to its placement in the background, it does not appear to be such. The world is starting to rely heavily on more stable currency. They currently own almost 1% of the world's M2 stock, making them the leading nation in this regard. No, it is serious. The usage of digital assets that aren't stable currency has also increased dramatically. A Federal Reserve official proclaimed their support for blockchain technology, and only this week, Goldman Sachs and BNY Mellon joined the stablecoin reserve market. You can see the shift. Regular banks are already using tokenization nowadays. Present at today's Wyoming Blockchain Symposium was Michelle Bowman, a member of the Federal Reserve's Monitoring Committee. She urged bank regulators to put their doubts about blockchain technology to rest in her speech. According to her, blockchain technology holds great potential for enhancing the security, speed, user experience, and overall efficiency of financial services. Things will change. Her words were exactly those. Reiterating what prominent Federal Reserve figures have already said, this is happening right now, and banks must act quickly to reap the benefits of blockchain technology. As a result, crypto gains immensely in credibility. Major financial institutions such as BNY and Goldman Sachs are also interested in controlling stablecoin stocks. Naturally, they would. There is a growing need for safe coinage, and they are cognizant of this. A reserve fund for stablecoins will be established, and its investments and maintenance will be limited to assets that comply with the GEM standard. It is expected that ROD, included in that, it is already known to us. Considering BNY's large R, OUSD holdings on the Ethereum blockchain, this makes perfect sense. Tokenized organized notes are issued by DBS. Approved users of the ADX DGFT and HydraX digital trading and investment platforms were the ones to whom they sold Toki and East Ethereum structured notes. The internet banking services of JP Morgan are protected by a firm named State Street. In order to launch JP Morgan's digital debt service, State Street was the pioneering third-party provider. The foundation of the service was the digital assets of Kixis. The OCBC made $0 million in business paper sales at the beginning of the program. This is fascinating. Wow, this is wild. That's how we feel when stuff like this happens. At this stage in the market, we never imagined we'd be in this position, did we? However, actions such as these have been taken within the past week or two. Things are moving at an ever-increasing rate, and it seems like something major happens weekly. Plus, the stablecoin growth is occurring globally, which provides insight into what's happening. When it comes to blockchain, everyone is focusing on public blockchains. The European Union's plan to utilize public blockchains is their response to the Genius Act, which aims to expedite the development of their digital euro. Our government clearly does not want dollar-backed stable coins to replace fiat currency for interbank transfers. Thus, this is the reason behind it. The US is already employing digital stable currencies as a weapon. Thus, they are trying to position the EU or EU stable coins to be the frontrunners. That is why they are currently interested in supporting it and utilizing public blockchains for the digital euro. I find this quite intriguing, as the moment I go to their website to consider RWA tokenization, the XRP system pops into my head. I've maintained for a long time that Ripple's efforts with tokenization are centered around XRP and the XRPL. Plus, you are already aware that they are a component of this massive boom. For them, the benefit of tokenization is obvious. They are aware that the chain will contain trillions of dollars. Additionally, it is clear that financial institutions have faith in the XRP system for the tokenization and cheap, fast, and deep liquidity transfer of assets. It equips institutions with the means to generate regulated finance's subsequent wave by facilitating the unlocking of operational efficiency and the support of compliance on a large scale. Everything is proceeding in a sequential fashion, you know. The SEC has been informing us about it, so I don't think it's a secret anymore. Larry Frank and others who work with this admin player have informed us about this. The process has already started. It is not necessary for that substantial evidence to reveal whether or not something is likely to occur before anything else. I have no idea when it will start. No, it has persisted for some time. It's a common misconception that the market will immediately receive the trillions of dollars. However, starting at the start of the year, we could observe the significant move in action. The step feature was visible to us. A new year started. Look at our current position.